Satisfactory is really good. What's up everybody, I'm Waddles, welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about Satisfactory. I'm going to go over pretty much all of my thoughts and first impressions on this game. Maybe this video will help you decide if it's your thing or if it's not really your thing. If you enjoy the video, do me a favor and drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. So first off, what is Satisfactory? Well, according to the official website, Satisfactory is an FPS open world factory building sim. Whole lot of genres there. I know, there's a lot to take in. I'll drop a link to the site down in the description. This past weekend was Open Alpha Weekend. The NDA was lifted and creators were allowed to stream and share their thoughts about the game. If you're into gaming, maybe that's why you saw this game all over the place. Like, literally my feed on YouTube was filled with it. On Twitch, it was one of the top streamed games for some time. It's been everywhere this past weekend, and that's why. I was fortunate enough to actually get in on this action and receive a key to the game, and I was able to experience the game firsthand live. Usually I would dive into a game, try it out before recording or doing anything, make sure I understand it, and then go. But I decided to switch it up this time and just jump into a stream. Usually, I stream for about an hour, I know, short, but with this game, I ended up streaming the first 2 hours of the game non-stop. It is totally one of those games where you say, okay, I'm gonna stop now after I do this one thing, but that one thing leads to like 5 more things, and you know, you just keep going. If you're interested in this game, startup and such, head over to my Twitch. The VOD should be there for about 2 weeks. The footage you're seeing here today is probably mid to late game based off of what we have so far, which I'm sure isn't much because the game is in alpha. But based off of what we do have, it's really cool. This game looks amazing. Running around and looking at the environments, I am continually impressed and amazed. There is life all over the place. The colors are so rich. On the horizon, players can see the massive and interesting landforms, which all look awesome. Like, seriously, they all look like destinations that you would want to run over to, explore, climb, do whatever, and I, in fact, did try that. But when I tried running towards them, I ended up dying due to the dinosaur-like creatures that exist in the world of Satisfactory. As far as I'm aware, there are only like 5 or so creatures right now, but all of them look so imaginative and cool. There's this giant, like, walnut-looking dino with thin legs, and then there's, like, a mean rhino dino. There's a spitting dinosaur thing, alien, and, yeah, they're all just really awesome. I love the style, the inspiration, whatever you would want to call it, you know, the life, how things look. Everything about the looks, they're really cool. Yes, we're being that person and judging something by the looks. If I were a kid, all of the stuff in this game would probably, like, literally make my mind explode from excitement and be, like, the exact world that young me would have wanted to explore. So, enough judging things by their looks. Let's backtrack a little bit and talk about the intro of the game and the progression. Again, keep in mind, there's no intro footage here, but, you know, learning the game. I am the type of player that likes a little bit of direction early on, but not an overbearing one. A loose intro storyline or tutorial is my favorite. I like the option of exploring and learning things on my own. Right now, Satisfactory has just that. The first few minutes are pretty linear, but after that, you're off to do whatever you'd like, kind of like Subnautica, which is another game that I absolutely love. This game does remind me of Subnautica quite a bit, actually. The game's progression and tutorial system feel really nice and welcoming to new players. I was admittedly a bit nervous about diving into this game because I was, and am, 100% new to the factory building genre of games. But man, the nerves were for nothing. The game made itself feel really, really welcoming and easy to understand, and of course, in turn, very, very fun. Never played anything like this, and I got it. It all made sense within probably the first 30 or 40 minutes of trying it while talking to chat and, not even fully focusing. So I'm sure I could have, got it a little faster if I was just sitting and playing the game. Now we're going to move to what would probably be the largest, or what will probably be the longest and largest part of this video. Let's talk about the crafting in this game. Honestly, the crafting feels really, really good. And pause. Yes, we're like 3 for 3 so far. It's doing great. But anyways, there is a handy hotbar at the bottom of the screen to help you build smaller things like power lines, conveyor belts, power poles, that type of thing. And then a super, super clean menu for the bigger builds like factories, storage, and such. The crafting bench is pretty easy to understand here as well. Everything's laid out on the left. You craft what you want, hold down the button to craft. The first and only big complaint that I have is actually found in this crafting bench, however. It's pretty hard to craft only one thing. Let's say I'm 1 iron plate short for a build. Well, due to how the crafting system works and how fast it is, more often than not I end up overcrafting. And overcrafting isn't really a big deal, but it's a thing. Maybe I'm not doing something quite right. I'm not too sure. It's really not a big deal, but it is something to note. This game is all about automation, and I'm sure that's what this whole genre of games is really about. You can automate nearly all of your crafting, which is pretty cool. The automation is done through the crafting of miners, smelters, and, of course, crafters. You can then connect these things up with conveyors to achieve full automation. The factories make this automation stuff actually pretty easy to understand. In most factories, there is a pretty clear input and output system, something that I was actually able to figure out completely on my own. So, you line your factories up, connect conveyors to each factory, but let's say maybe something slightly out of line and a conveyor won't connect for some reason. Well, that's not a problem. You can deconstruct the factory and everything goes back into your inventory. Yes, you can deconstruct stuff, move it around as much as you want, and you lose nothing. This is a huge, huge thing to me. Very, very important, and it just makes the game so much more enjoyable. I absolutely despise when games make you uncraft something and you lose items. Sure, maybe that's more realistic, but I'm not playing the game for realism. I'm playing the game to have fun. If I make a mistake, I don't like being punished, especially if it's a minor one like the factory is in the wrong spot. So you can deconstruct things and you get everything back. Again, just like Subnautica, I really do enjoy that. And still on the crafting for one final moment. One more big thing that I really like about the crafting is the cost of the recipes. Nothing feels too crazy expensive or anything like that. All of the basic materials needed for building can be crafted very, very fast by hand, which helps make the game a lot more smooth in the beginning. The recipes again are also pretty cheap, so the beginning is relatively easy. Semi-related to the crafting, I do really, really love how easy it is to power the machines and factories as well. Satisfactory is all about automation and factories and such, and I enjoy that power takes a backseat. It's very easy to craft up fuel for your generators and then throw the fuel in those generators and forget about them for a while. The power isn't something that's crazy that you need to keep thinking about, keep coming back and managing. Okay, enough about the crafting and stuff. This video isn't meant to be a walkthrough. The final big thing I'd like to jump into and talk about is the combat. If we were to go back to the game description, the devs described this game as an FPS open world factory building sim. A lot of words. The FPS part both caught my eye and confused me. After jumping into the game though, I got it. Combat is in no way the main focus of the game, but when it happens, it is really, really cool. Jumping around and shock punching the rhino dinos is really, really fun, but probably not too nice. But in my defense, the Rhino Dinos started it, so I'm cool. The jumping is really, really cool. It's kind of what I imagine jumping on the moon to be like. I've never been to the moon, but if I was on the moon, I feel like I would float around, and that's what this game jumping feels like. It doesn't fit anywhere else in here, so we're putting it in with the combat because, you know, you jump when you fight. But yeah, so that's really cool. The health is pretty easy to manage too. If the player does manage to die somehow though, like I did, the game is very forgiving. Satisfactory allows you to run back to your death point, which is clearly marked on your compass at the top of the screen, to collect all of your loot. I really like this. So, the game was an alpha. That means a lot of bugs, of course, right? Well, not really actually, for me at least. Out of the time that I've played the game, probably a good 3 hours or so, I have encountered only one large bug. I got stuck on a tree somewhere and had to load from a save. It really wasn't that big of a deal. I did hear about some other bugs where people were getting stuck in different spots of the world though, so just be aware of that. For an alpha though, this game feels amazingly polished. I was very surprised and impressed with the performance. It ran pretty smooth, no crashes at all. I expected crashes, and yeah, just really happy and impressive performance. And I'm sure the performance will only improve from here. Overall, I am so impressed with Satisfactory. I absolutely love what I see so far and am so excited to see where this game goes in the future. Have you tried Satisfactory? If so, what did you think? There is a link to the official website in the description down below. You can find game store links there if you're interested in pre-purchasing the game or even purchasing, depending on when you're watching this video. If you liked my recap, please drop a like and do consider subscribing. I am contemplating a playthrough series of this game in the near future. I am Waddles, I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Go have a good day. Goodbye, everybody.